Good afternoon and welcome to our Fridays with Friends. We're having some technical issues today with it going live. So we're gonna do the recording and then we're gonna post it on our Facebook page. But I wanted to welcome James Heaton, who is the supervising attorney for the Pro Bono project with Mission United at Legal Aid Service of Broward County. So thank you, James, for joining me today.
Thank you, Alicia, for having me.
Yeah, it's a little different because we're just recording and not live, but you know, we just kind of roll with it because there's always tech issues and that kind of is what it is in the present.
The new normal, if you will.
Right, just figure out the way. So James, I wanted you to tell the audience a bit about the project at Legal Aid for servicing veterans.
Sure, so the Mission United Veterans Pro Bono Project, it's a partnership between Legal Aid Service of Broward County and the United Way of Broward County. So about 8 years ago now almost, the United Way set up a program called Mission United to help connect veterans with resources in a variety of areas such as employment, education, legal services, and financial stability. So we essentially run the legal arm of Mission United here at Legal Aid Service of Broward County. So what we do is we're able to provide a wide variety of civil, administrative, and military-related legal services to low-income and disabled veterans here in Broward County. And we do so both by some in-house representation. So we have 2 attorneys on staff, myself as the supervising attorney, and 1 other attorney who handles only family law matters. And then we work with about 400 volunteer pro bono attorneys in the community to help provide these services to our veterans. And like I said, it's a wide variety of legal areas. So everything from eviction defense and housing issues, to employment matters, to family law, to estate planning, VA benefits, Social Security disability, and everything in between, immigration and anything you could think of, other than really slip and falls or criminal law, we can find an attorney to help out.
Oh,
so it's a great, diverse program. I love it.
Right, and you said you have over 400 volunteer attorneys that help with the project?
Correct, yes, and we're always looking for more. So we're happy to have attorneys who are interested in providing these services pro bono, providing their specialties and expertise pro bono to our veterans, or even learning a new area of law such as VA benefits or military discharge upgrades.
Okay, and how would an attorney reach out to you to get signed up for Mission United Pro Bono Project? So
there's several ways. You can go on our website at legalaid.org and navigate that way and click on the Mission United tab and fill out the form, and the email will come to me directly. Or you can just shoot me an email or give me a phone call. My email address we can add it to the comments, but it's jheaton, Heaton, at legalaid.org. You can shoot me a message on Facebook or call me 954-736-2443, and happy to talk.
Oh, very good. That's great information. So you were mentioning some of the services, and I know in the past you've had the veterans stand down that was always at the courthouse. So what does that look like with the COVID times now? Is that going to happen?
So yes, we're going to make it happen. I was talking with the chief judge yesterday and Judge Merrigan, who runs our veterans treatment court, and a few other key stakeholders in that area. And we've decided that we're going to hold a virtual veterans stand down court. So we have a couple of dates for that. It's very exciting. Essentially what that's going to look like is we're going to have a specialty docket that's going to be focusing on helping veterans reinstate their driver's licenses by resolving these unpaid fines and fees, these court costs that they can't otherwise afford to pay. So it's a great program. The veterans will be able to come in, speak with the judge, and will make that decision about just working out their fines and fees that will get them driving again. And it's a much needed service, as you can imagine, because it's kind of a cyclical issue where a veteran will need their driver's license to get to work, to make money, to pay for the fines and fees, but they need to get their driver's license reinstated to get to work. And it's a very cyclical issue. So we're very fortunate that we're able to do this year. We're also going to be focusing on the issue of resolving some outstanding warrants for minor infractions, for misdemeanors and nonviolent offenses. Mm-hmm. So really a well-rounded Veterans Virtual Stand-Down Court this year. And as I mentioned, there's 2 dates, and hopefully we're going to have more dates. But right now, the first one is going to be on Monday, September 14th at 1:30. And then the other one's going to be Monday, October 12th at 1:30. And there will be a flyer going around early next week that will have both the virtual Zoom information on how to connect via Zoom to those hearings and also how to connect via telephone. We're also hoping to be able to set up some sites for veterans that are either homeless, experiencing homelessness, or living in temporary housing that don't have technology access. So more to come on that. The flyer should be going out early next week.
Okay, good. So you'll share that so we can make sure it's on Facebook for everyone to be able to know how to access it. Okay. Yeah, those have been great every year that I've been a part of it and seen like what you've done with it. So I'm glad that there's been a way to work it out even now to be able for the veterans to have that access. That's great. And we were talking a little before about the supportive services for veteran families, SSVF. You had mentioned that they have some expanded services. What does that look like now?
Yeah, so as you can imagine, we're all kind of preparing for this potential wave of evictions once all the moratoriums lift and this moratorium keeps morphing into something new. So we're doing what we can to prepare for this potential crisis. Now, the Supportive Services for Veteran Families project, their focus has traditionally been on rehousing and keeping veteran families housed, and it continues to track that mission. So SSVF does have expanded services for veterans and their families to help them remain housed during the COVID-19 pandemic. And what the big focus is, more veteran families are going to be potentially eligible for these services as they're unemployed or between jobs. So we're really, really, really emphasizing the importance of reaching out to these SSVF service providers. If you've never connected with them before and it's your first time and you're uncertain if you're going to be eligible, reach out to them. They have resources and can help you to connect to those resources if you're not eligible for this specific program. Now, even folks who previously received services through SSVF are encouraged to reach back out to their case managers or whoever they had connection with at that program, because there's some, the SSVF has kind of done away with some of the rules about helping the same family twice during the COVID-19 pandemic. So there's several ways to reach out to those folks. If you're here in Broward County, it's very simple. You can just dial 211 and you'll get connected with Mission United. If you had previously worked with Operation Sacred Trust, you can reach back out to them as well. Their number is 855-778-3411. It's also 855-SSVF-411, pretty easy. So either of them will get you connected with these service providers in this area of supportive services for veteran families.
Yeah, there really are so many needs right now with COVID, with the loss of work and other things. So that's great that they've expanded the services. But again, we'll post all the numbers in the comments so that if anybody misses them or they're trying to struggle for a pen, they'll be really easy to get there. One other I wanted to run that with Coast to Coast Legal Aid, we serve veterans who are 60 and over related to their housing legal issues, and veterans of any age that need assistance with VA benefits. We'll post the number there for Coast to Coast Legal Aid is 954-736-2456 for that, because that is a collaboration between Coast to Coast and Legal Aid to be sure that the veterans in our community are able to receive services through our programs.
And one thing I want to add, Alicia, too, to that, and it's the great thing about having these two programs collaborate together, is that no matter which number you call, we'll make sure you get to the right place. So don't be too confused if you're out there trying to figure out, well, do I call this number? Do I call that number? Just, if you call one of these programs, either Coast to Coast or Legal Aid service, we'll make sure we get you to the right place.
Right. Yeah. When we were in the building, it was just the downstairs, but now it's the same. It's just by email. The two groups just back and forth with the emails. Oh, this one goes to you. Oh, this one goes to you. So, so yes, that is a great part of the collaboration for sure, James. Did we list the number for your unit yet?
So I don't think so. It will be in the comments, but I'm happy to share it now. So the best way to, if you're looking for legal services and you're a veteran here in Broward County, the best way to do it is reach out to us. And there's two main ways. One is through our email, which is missionunited@legalaid.org, or you can call our intake line, our paralegals line, at 954-358-5643. Now, if you're calling in, I encourage you to just leave your name and phone number. And if you want to leave a brief message about what your issue is, you're welcome to do that as well. And someone will give you a call back at a near date. So right now we're really aiming at that 24-hour callback window, if possible. Now, sometimes we're inundated with phone calls and it takes a little bit longer. So we ask you to remain patient, but we'll keep trying to call you until we get to you. So definitely, way to go.
And I know with Legal Aid and with Coast to Coast, our buildings are closed for clients. However, our teams are all working remotely. So using these phone numbers and these emails, looking at Facebook, the website, there's ways to get the information on how to reach us by giving a call or shooting that email. So keep that in mind, that even though we're not taking clients into our buildings right now, that both Coast to Coast and Legal Aid are working remotely to continue to help the community. But what about some of the other agencies? Do you have an update on those, James? Or
yeah, so as you can imagine, most of these other agencies are practicing all of their CDC guidelines, social distancing measures, and have very limited contact with folks, if any. So I highly recommend, before you go into an agency, if at all possible, give them a call first. Now, I do know that at the United Way, at the Colker Center, which is their dedicated Mission United building, they do have some limited staff on a daily basis to see folks who require an in-person visit. But I strongly suggest, like I said, call 211 first. Call your local SSVF provider if you've been in contact with them before making the trek out to them. I don't want you to be wasting your time and add to the frustration and the issues that you may be experiencing currently. So definitely call ahead if at all possible. We are definitely working with them to figure out a way to safely start seeing folks again in person, and keep an eye out on both the Coast to Coast Facebook page, the Legal Aid Facebook page, follow the United Way Broward County's Facebook page, follow Operation Sacred Trust, follow the VA, so you know when it's time that we're going to start reopening and the availability of these services.
Yeah, that's very true. I keep a check on them, because that's really how pretty much most organizations are keeping that info out there the most up to date with it. So I always like to have something kind of fun, in the end. So I know I'm a runner and it's really hot out there right now. And I think you're a cycler, James. So how's that going?
It's going pretty well. I'm definitely an amateur cycler, if you will. I bought a bike right before the pandemic got really bad. And back in March and really April and into May, cycling was a lot of fun, going on very long, 10+ mile cycling treks in the morning. But now, as you can imagine, it's very hot outside. So yeah, my cycling is now from here to my community gym, which is about half a mile. So
well, that's a little shorter than the other rides I've seen you on.
Just a little bit, yeah.
All right, very good. Well, thank you again, James, for joining us. Even with the technical difficulties, we got it sorted out. But just a reminder to follow Coast to Coast Legal Aid's Facebook page. We have Fridays with Friends every week to get updates like this. Next week, we're going to be talking about education legal rights, just as schools in Broward County are going to be starting next Wednesday. So we'll be back on Friday. Thank you again, James. And
Thank you, Alicia.
Everyone stay well and stay safe. Thanks.